Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Jake Show.
Guys, we got a special episode today. Our boy Corbin is out of action, so I had to find a replacement. And after scanning thousands of applicants out there to be my special co-host today, we have picked a winner, and that is my lovely girlfriend, Tanya. Tanya, or as I call her T, would you like to say hi to the millions and billions of people watching this podcast today?
Hello.
Tanya, had you ever actually watched a full episode or listened to a full episode of The Jake Show yet? Be honest.
Probably the first one. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Scared to listen to any of the other ones.
Well, you were mentioned in the last one briefly. I talked about I talked about your love for spicy food.
Mm-hmm.
I blamed it on that Latina heat of yours. What's your go-to spicy snack or food item?
Gotta be the hot Cheetos.
How long have you been munching those hot Cheetos?
Since I was very young.
We talking 4 years old? We talking 10 years old? We talking 16?
I really don't remember, but it was very young.
So Tanya, Tanya grew up in a family that instead of doing baby milk, they gave them salsa, it seems like, because I don't ever see her eating anything besides the spiciest food item on the menu. For example, we went and had some, what did we eat earlier? What was it called? It's a place I've been to.
Slim chickens.
Slim chickens, yes, slim chickens. We went and had some slim chickens earlier, and Tanya walked in, and just so happens they just now started doing a spicy tender flavor, and I swear to God, I think it's just because they knew Tanya was coming through the door. So, what'd you think of Slim Chicken's brand new spicy tenders?
I've had spicier.
I thought they had some heat to them.
Gave a little burn to the lip, but...
What's your favorite spicy tender out there? Who makes the best spicy tenders?
Dang. I really... Oh, goodness. I don't know, but I've always loved the chickeny spicy tenders.
Chicken Express?
Now, they're not the spiciest, but it's a good flavor.
You know, Corbin and I on the last episode talked about fast food chicken, and I promise this is not becoming a fast food chicken show. But just for the fact that I think this is an interesting Tanya fact out there, a good tea fact. Up until I started dating her about a year and a half ago, Tanya had never really tried, or at least not enough to like. She never really had the chance to experience Chick-fil-A. Now, I feel like every time we go out, it is always Chick-fil-A is the go-to spot. Why is that? Had you ever had Chick-fil-A before you and I started dating?
I did only once. I had their breakfast.
Yeah,
and I wasn't a big fan.
Some people say it's the best breakfast ever. I don't like it either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of mid-breakfast. Now, lunch, dinner, it's pretty good. It's some pretty good entrees.
Yes. I will say, that was my first time going was through the drive-thru. I've never been inside. So when we went together, I thought, wow, it's pretty nice. People are pretty nice here. Okay.
I don't know what they're training. I don't know how they're training their staff. But they must be pretty hard in the kitchen because that staff is just absurdly pleasant at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you get the same service at Popeyes across the street.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but anyways, that's enough fast food chicken. We did all that in the last episode with me and Corbin. But today we're going to talk a little bit about T and I's interesting relationship origin. For those of you who don't know, which most of you probably don't know, T and I have known each other now for about 5 or 6 years. We actually worked together at the same bank back when I was doing retail banking, before I did mortgages. We worked with each other for a couple of years. At one point, Tanya was my boss, and then I quickly became Tanya's boss, because obviously. But we've worked with each other. We've known each other as single. We've known each other in relationships. We always liked each other, at least I think. Tanya jokes that I was always a dorky nerd, and she was cool. She was too cool for me. We never really tried to escalate our relationship outside of a friendly relationship until, again, about a year and a half ago. We met after we rekindled our relationship after a couple of years. That itself starts out with a very interesting story. I didn't mean to do this, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad we started the conversation off about spicy hot Cheetos, because I literally think spicy hot Cheetos saved our relationship before it even began. Tanya, from your perspective, can you tell the millions and billions of viewers out there the setup before we get to the hot Cheeto story? What happened to get us to that point? What had taken place
That day,
from your perspective?
I was about to watch a movie.
Not the day of.
The
week or two before that encounter. What made that significant?
What made it significant? I don't know. I guess I
invited you to that party.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just say it.
Yes,
I invited Tanya to a party at my place. We had myself in my place, but we had a lot of my friends coming over. We had recently rekindled through. Actually, had offered you a job at the mortgage company, and you turned me down. But that kind of opened the door for us to start talking friendly again, just friendly. And I remember I was having a party at my place, and it may be like a Cinco de Mayo party or something like that. I don't know what's going on. We were all having like a potluck Mexican food thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I invited you over, not because you're Mexican.
I think it was
because it was just, I guess it was just a good day. I invited you over, and you had promised that you were going to bring some homemade beans. And I was really excited because most of the people that were coming to my place, they were severely Caucasian. And
they were used to the canned beans.
They were used to canned beans, or God forbid, I think somebody was going to come bring like Taco Bell or something that. I don't know. So when you said you had the beans covered, I was ecstatic. And I remember people were asking like what to bring, and some people even offered to bring beans and whatnot. And I told them, I said, don't worry about it. My good friend Tanya's coming over. She is authentic Hispanic, and she is bringing beans from her own family recipe. It's going to be great. So I was hyping you up. And then what happened?
I called you up to tell you I'm not actually going to make it.
How long before the party was it?
I think it was like an hour, 30 minutes before.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Yep. People were already at my house.
Hey.
I was, an interesting thing about me, I never really like blow up to the point where people were like, I'm making a big scene. But when I get pissed off, people can tell. And
I know that now.
Yeah. I remember at the party, people were asking me what's wrong. And I'm somebody who's very particular about who brings what this looks like. When I had somebody promise they were going to bring some authentic great beans to my Latino party, and the beans aren't here, I was extremely upset. Again, I didn't call you up and chew you out or anything like that. When you said you weren't going to make it, I said, hey, no big deal, all good. But I was pissed. I was absolutely pissed. And I had told myself internally, I'm done being her friend. You ain't going to bring the beans? I'm done with it.
Little did I know.
Did you think I was that pissed?
No, I really didn't. I thought, oh, she's not coming? Okay, whatever.
No, I was done with it. I was fed up with that point.
Sorry.
So, let's say all that to say, 2 or 3 weeks later, I haven't talked to Tanya at all. I think maybe you had messaged me at one point. I ignored you. I don't remember. I was really mad.
Goodness.
And I literally told myself that I was done being your friend. I'm done with this. You don't bring the beans to my party. I'm done. I remember going to the Lowe's supermarket in Bridgeport, in our town. And again, I'm throwing another party that night. At the time, I was throwing a party every weekend, it seemed like, in my place.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the occasion. I think we were having a game night. That's what
Yeah.
it was a game night.
It was a game night.
Just a game night. And I go to Lowe's to grab something to throw on the grill, and I'm just chilling out. And there's a lot of weird instances with this, but from my perspective, I'll let you bring up your POV in a second. But in my perspective, I went in to grab the meat, and for some reason, there was no cashiers or any staff members anywhere in the store. Like I could have literally have robbed hundreds, not thousands of dollars of meat, and nobody would know that I walked out with it. I don't know if there was a meeting going on, an emergency going on in the back, or people were in the bathroom at the same time. I don't know, but there was nobody on staff anywhere in that store. So, which usually you can walk in and out of Lowe's in a few minutes, get what you need to get out. I was stuck in line with no cashier around for at least 5 minutes. There was me and one other guy in front of me, and then a line piled up behind. But I was there just sitting there doing absolutely nothing for 5 minutes. Then, well, I'll leave it there. That's my story. I'm waiting to buy my meat. Tanya, what's going on your side of things at this time?
That day, I had nothing going on. I was in the mood to watch a movie, a TV show, I don't know. But I was in the mood for the usual, my hot Cheetos, right? The extra, extra hot.
Extra, extra hot.
And me living in Chico, I was looking for them at the Allsups, Chico Mart, or Lowe's.
Chico's the nearby town.
Couldn't find any hot Cheetos. They had to be the extra, extra hot.
And this girl was craving some extra, extra hot Cheetos.
Can't be the lime. It can't be the regular. It has to be the extra hot. So, only option is go to Bridgeport.
This is about a 15-minute drive. This is a
15-minute drive. I thought, I'm going to go to Lowe's. Here I am walking into Lowe's in my sweats and my brown t-shirt with some Vans.
She looked like the kind of girl who goes into a grocery store just looking to get Cheetos.
Literally. And I see you first, waiting in line. And I'm thinking to myself, oh gosh, I'm looking like a bum here. And here's Jake. Hey, Jake, what's going on? Hey, we talked there for a little bit. And
I remember seeing you thinking, this, you know what?
No.
I was still mad at you. I was just like,
oh, you were thinking that of me?
I was still mad at
dang.
you. I was really like, oh my gosh. It's if you go somewhere, you see something you don't like. I literally was like, oh my gosh, it's Tanya.
Wow.
I was mad. I wasn't mad, but I was just like, where's the cashier at? Hurry up. I didn't want to talk to you. I was so upset with you. I'm one of those people. If you do me wrong once, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. But
let me tell you,
I'm done. You're done. You're dead.
You covered it real good.
So you went and talked, and I
went and talked. It was like a 1-minute conversation, and then I went off to go do my thing. Literally, the only thing I had to buy was the hot Cheetos. So here I was acting dumb, walking around the store, hoping you had left. No, you were still there, waiting in line.
Tony pulled it right behind me. And again, I don't know where the cashier or anybody's at this point in time. Because we had the ability to sit there and talk for like 5 minutes.
We did, yeah.
Again, no cashier inside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was happening. To this day, I don't know what's happening. And so you and I just start having a conversation. I have no memory of what we talked about, to be honest with you. But I remember I went from being really upset that I was talking to you, being like, you know what? She's cool. And
give her another chance.
I guess. Well, like, I remembered at the end of it, we got done talking, and finally the cashier showed up, and we were still chatting a little bit as we were putting the food away. And I remember saying, hey, again, I said this to be nice. I was just like, hey, I've got a game night going on at my place. Got a lot of friends coming over. You want to come over? Come on down. You don't have to bring anything. Just come on out. And I remember you'd said, yeah, I'll think about it. And I've been walking out thinking, she ain't going. She ain't doing it. And then, much to my surprise, about an hour or so before everybody was supposed to show up, I get a call from you saying, hey, I'm coming over in about an hour.
I actually joked with you saying, hey, I'm actually not.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember that.
And you called me the B word.
What?
You said, you B. I knew it.
I would never say such a thing.
You called me a bitch, straight up.
Yeah, I may have called you.
Time to pay the bills.
Hey guys, quick break from the show. If you don't already know who I am, I'm Jake Martinez. Not only am I the host of The Jake Show, but I'm also a veteran mortgage lender. Now, if you're not really sure what a mortgage lender does, I'm basically the guy who helps you figure out how to actually buy a home or improve the one that you already have. I look at your income, credit, and goals and show you what's realistically possible, whether that's buying, refinancing to lower your monthly payment, or just getting a clear game plan on what you can and are able to do. No pressure, no confusing bank talk. We can even run everything with a soft pull so it doesn't hit or affect your credit. If you got questions or just want to see what your options are, hit me up anytime. Call or text 940-389-5443. I would love to see what options are available to you. Now back to the show.
Licensed Texas mortgage lender, NMLS number 2453141, equal housing lender.
As a joke, that was just like two girls talking in that case.
Yeah.
I didn't get on the phone and go crazy, but
It surprised me. I was like, Jake saying the B word? Okay.
I forgot about that completely.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I remember you pulled that
You
one
were so
on me.
butthurt about that first invitation.
I was,
show up
yeah. Surprisingly, T shows up and we had a game night and it was all good. I do remember there was one question. We were playing like
I gotta say, I also did bring something this time.
You did.
Salsa.
It wasn't
Everybody loved
wasn't beans, but
it. It wasn't beans,
yeah.
but everybody loved my salsa.
No, I remember that game night. I remember it was a good fun time. We were playing one of those like stereotypical get to know you truth games. They get a little naughty, one of those type deals.
Yeah.
And we obviously had a few drinks, and I remember there was a few flirty cards on there. Not flirty cards, but topics that you gotta put your chest out there.
Oh yeah.
Be a little honest about. I remember, of all people, you gotta throw your chest at me a little bit on a few of those cards. And
How so?
I forgot what happened. I forgot specifically. I remember it was a little dirty, and I remember there was a card that said something like, "You've ever thought about somebody in this room a certain way? Put this card down," and you did. And I remember there was a little bit of an innuendo, look going on there, and I kind of was like, "Oh, she threw a chain at. She threw a chain my way." Keep in mind, at this point in time, T and I were literally just friends.
Just friends.
I mean, literally, she would talk about guys that she liked or was dating, and vice versa on my side. We were just bros or girls from whichever perspective you were at, and I don't know. I guess we became kind of close during all this time, or the time that we were working and the time leading up to her breaking my heart about the beans. I guess we got pretty close again, but it was just friendly. And so I remember when you were kind of throwing a bone out there to kind of see if the dog's bone was, oh gosh, we're getting weird now. I remember it was the first time I was like, huh.
And let me tell you, I typed up that message and I hesitated.
We haven't even brought up the message yet.
If I send this, I'm either going to open a door or close it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was actually without the message, but you go in that way. One of those, you've opened a door here. One of those cards was a little bit explicit. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't say what was on that card, what was said, but I do remember that text message. And I do remember you starting the message out with, I don't know if this is the wine talking or not, but I kind of feel blank.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, I don't know, you must have been terrified to ask that or something like that.
Like I said, I hesitated in sending you that message.
I think I responded in like 10 seconds.
I didn't want to ruin that friendship that we had.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't send it. But I thought, you know what?
You did it. The wine was talking.
The wine was talking.
You sent it. And I like to think we've been pretty good ever since then. I really do believe that. We'll talk more about this here in a second, but I do personally think, especially now dating you, that one of the most rewarding things that you can be a part of in terms of a romantic relationship is being able to have a friendship with that person, a genuine friendship with that person, before y'all start dating. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But because I feel like a lot of people fall into that category already.
Mhm.
But I will say this on that topic. One of the coolest things about dating UT is, again, we were such good friends prior. We talked about literally everything. And some of it's going to bit me in the ass a little bit, at this point in time, and vice versa. But the fact that I got to know you so well, and I wasn't trying to impress you. I wasn't trying to be like this cool, badass guy or anything like that. I wasn't trying to be somebody I wasn't. Like, when you and I first started out, getting to know each other for the most part, you were dating somebody, I was dating somebody. There was literally, at that time, no specific opportunity for anything to come about. And we were put in a situation where we were going to have to see each other every day, no matter what. So might as well get to know the person. And I remember we formed a literal, very genuine friendship. And there was nothing else to it outside of that. And I think because of that, when you and I eventually did start dating, I never felt, it's still this day, I never feel like I necessarily have to, quote unquote, impress you. Obviously, I still go on my way to treat you like the most special girl in the world, but I never have to be somebody I'm not when I'm around you. I'm just Jake. Luckily with you, you make me want to be the best version of Jake possible, but I never have to be, this Superman type figure.
And I love that.
And same thing with you as well, I would figure. I think you and I have joked about,
I try to dress up and look all cute for you, yeah, but
what makes you the most mad? There's something that makes you mad about that. When do I find you the most attractive usually?
oh my god, when I'm looking my ugliest.
There's something about when you're just not trying. Like, there's just some natural beauty with you.
I don't get
know?
it. I don't get it.
I'll say one thing about T, and fellas, let me throw this out here to you guys because it's very important that you hear this. Tanya is, I've talked to my coworkers about this and everything. Tanya is no lip filler, no plastic, none of this whatsoever. She's 100% natural in every way. And I think it really shows.
If I could change some things about myself, I would.
Please don't. Honest to God, a lot of these girls that you see, they walk around without that makeup on or without those filters, and they look like a whole different person. Tanya, she looks, in my opinion, even more pretty without the makeup. She's absolutely the most stunning, most stunning, natural looking person I've ever seen in my entire life. And again, I think that goes back to the not having to impress me type thing. The first day that we became, I guess you could say, quote unquote, intimate. No, we didn't get to shaboinking. That the game night, that didn't happen. That was the first time I guess we got a little flirty. But on that day, I first saw Tanya roll up in her PJ Vans, brown jacket, hair undone, and look at us now. I think it's just, I would say, if I was going to give any advice to a younger person who is struggling in the dating world, give that girl or give that guy a chance who you can just be yourself around. Because I mean,
it could be the best decision of your life.
It could be. And again, I feel like if you're out dating and again, you're trying to be someone you're not, it gets tiring quickly.
It is tiring.
And I think that leads to a lot more stress, probably a lot more expensive issues later on down the line too. I can honestly say I've never had to feel like I was anybody other than me. And at the end of the day, it makes growing together easier. It makes arguments, in my opinion, more healthier, in my honest opinion. Because, again, our relationship is built entirely on, I think, truth and respect and genuineness that I don't think is the same for a lot of couples out there. And
I agree.
I full-heartedly think it'd be in your best interest to first become genuine friends with someone before you get to shaboinking, I guess you could say.
Shaboinking.
Shaboink. I've never used that term before until just now, but it's the best. It's the most least inappropriate.
We're keeping it PG-13 around here.
A little bit. T, what is you? Again, you've said many times to me privately, or just in a casual sense, that you never thought you would be in a relationship like this, be with your bud Jake. I remember when you and I first started, I guess, flinging around. You always would say that,
That was a rule I
that
had.
was a rule.
No
You never,
dating
no dating friends
guy
whatsoever.
friends. With all the other guy friends I've ever had, I never saw them that way. But obviously, well, not obviously, but most of them came on to me, and of course, I have to cut that relationship.
Did I come on to you
With
first?
you, I guess I did, according to you.
You had those claws out. You were on the hunt.
Uh-huh. I was not on the hunt. I was just.
I can't help it. This charisma.
I had curious
just comes off the
feeling
charts.
about my friend over here. I've never had before, so I had to break that rule for you.
Can I ask a question about that? I know I asked you a question prior to this, but I'm genuinely interested in knowing this. I think we talked about this. I think I know the answer, but I just want to make sure I remember this correctly. On that game night, I don't think you walked into my house thinking that you were looking for a mate.
Absolutely not.
What the hell happened that made you think? I think you've told me before, you really didn't have any feelings like that at all until that night. What the hell happened at that super sexy game night?
I will tell you. I walked into your house. Everybody said hello. Here I am with my salsa, setting it down. And you asked me, do you want a little tour of the dudeplex?
Yeah.
Sure. You take me into your room, and I find this list of goals by 35 years old. I'm like, wow. Okay. Also, you have a very clean house. It's a little different now. But
I blame you on that one. The goals list is still there. I still see that every single day.
Yes, and one of the boxes is checked.
One of the boxes checked. I won't get into all those because it's kind of personal. But I do have, it's 9 different goals that I have that I want to achieve by 35 years old.
Great goals, by the way.
Great goals. I made that list a little bit less than 2 years ago. One of those is checked off the box. I'll just say that one.
Because it's already happened.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. Myself and my dad, we've always been lifelong Philadelphia Eagle fans. Obviously, my dad a lot more life than I have. But my dad, growing up, had never once been to Philadelphia to watch a game. And I made a goal in my life that I wanted to take him to his first ever game at Philly. We'd been to visiting games here locally, but we'd never been to a game there. And we went this past season. We watched Philly beat up on the Vegas Raiders, and it was a freezing cold game that day. It was absolutely cold and snowing, but it was terrific. That's one of them. There's others that are much more sentimental than that, but I see those every
pretty
single
sentimental.
day. It is. It is. I'm glad to have that happen. I will say I have another one on there. The number one goal is to marry the greatest woman in the world. I don't just say get married. It's marry the greatest woman in the world. And if everything lines up, I kind of hope that's you, because I think you're, in the terms of marking off boxes, I think you're checking off on the box to be qualified as that. But so the goals just got you a little steamy down there. Is that what you're saying?
First, it was the clean house. It was a clean, good smelling house. I thought he has to have a maid come here every once a week at least. Nope, all you. And
it's pretty easy to keep a house clean when it's just you living in that house.
Time to pay the bills.
This is Corbin McBride with Goosehead Insurance. Just coming to you real quick to try to just offer my services. We do anything property and casualty, so that's going to be home, auto, ATV, boat, anything you really own, even commercial business. Happy to quote you out and see if we can help you save some money. My number is 682-282-5051, and my email is corbin.mcbride@goosehead.com. Thank you.
Honestly, yeah. But yeah, the list of goals is what really flipped the switch for me, I guess.
I'm very glad that you saw that. It was not a part of the plan.
Thank you for the duplex tour.
For sure. I give everybody a duplex tour, I think. I always remember going to people's houses, and for some reason I was getting the non-requested tour of their house that they just want to give you. So I just feel like that's when someone comes to the house, you just give them a tour.
Appreciated.
So no, that day, that game night changed everything. And to this day, I wouldn't say I've been in a lot of relationships, but I've been in a few, and especially my most recent one. It was my most recent one before this, and most long-term one. I felt like I I basically had grown with the realization that relationships are pretty bad and pretty stressful and limiting, and that's just how it is. I didn't know any better at the time. And I remember getting in a relationship with UT. I remember there was very low hopes, there wasn't very high hopes that this would be anything great. I figured it would be just, oh, let's see where this goes, and we won't like each other, and or it'll be the same like it always had been before in the past. And I can genuinely and truthfully say that you and I always joke about every day that you stay the night here, or every night that you're here at the house with me, it feels like a sleepover. Like I feel like I'm with my best friend every single day that I'm with you. And those bad times haven't really come. Do we have arguments? Hell yes.
Yeah,
and I'm always the one that's right.
relationship.
I'm always the one that's right. Tanya's always wrong. Ain't that right?
Yes.
I'm going to get in trouble for that one afterwards. But there's always going to be arguments. There's always going to be days where I think she absolutely hates me. And
I don't hate you. That's a strong word.
Well, there's days where she is
you.
very, very dislikeful of me, and I probably deserve it. In fact, I know I deserve it. But again, I come with every relationship. I can genuinely say this is the best relationship I've ever had, even though it's been a short-term deal, a year and a half now. But
likewise for me,
I've never been this excited to share life with somebody, and I just, I'll say this on here because I've talked about it before. I hope that I get the honor and the privilege to marry you one day and be your husband, because I think you would be the greatest wife ever. And I love your son Andrew. Hope that I can add him into a part of my family as well, officially, by the time we get married. And if you're thinking I'm about to drop down to a proposal on the Jake Show, thank you again.
Not do it this way.
Thank you again. That ain't gonna happen on here. But I do look forward. I do plan on doing that relatively soon. What is relatively? Is that a year? Is that a few months? That tomorrow? We don't know. But I do want to do that. And I think if you give me the awesome opportunity to marry you one of these days, I will be happy not only to marry you, but to check off that box there and marry the greatest woman in the world. I look forward to that in the future. And if you say no, I'll just be heartbroken and ruin my life, I guess, at that point. But
well, I'll say, Jake, you are a very great guy, and you have shown me a lot.
This girl's idea of a fun date night was Texas Roadhouse until I got her.
Texas Roadhouse or a movie night at the house. Literally, that was it.
We've been everywhere. We've been a lot of places so far in the relatively short time we've been dating.
And I thank you so much for that.
I thank you so much for wanting to travel the world with me. And I will say,
with you, I don't really have a choice.
I will say this to you, put out there for everybody to know and hear. I know getting you on this podcast was kind of a last minute deal. You are a very, very private person. I'm a very, very out there type person. I thank you first off for joining this podcast, but I also thank you for putting up on my unnecessary bullshit all the time. I know it's hard to go out and eat with me when I have those stupid clunky glasses on and I'm filming what we're saying and talking about for everybody else to watch me
I'm thinking to myself, is he talking to me or his glasses?
And I know you probably hate that I talk about all this stupid ideas and stuff like that on.
And I get why you do it, and it looks fun. The food tastes great. You're just sharing your experience with the world. Hopefully, the world will come and experience the same.
Well, I just want you to know, at the end of the day, when the cameras are off and there's nobody to call or no emails to respond to, there's always a hand to hold and a kiss to be had. And we got a lot of work to do, but I thank you for wanting to watch my dreams come true.
I love you, baby.
I love you too for that. And I love you for many, many other reasons too. But man, somebody turned the heat on up in here. What's going on over here? We're sweating, it seems like.
Come on in here.
But no, I say all that to say, guys, I think we went way past our 30-minute mark. We're about 34 minutes right now. Look, that's a new record for the Jake Show. But I will say this, and T, feel the need to add on if you want to say anything here. I always like to tie in my conversation with Corbin, or in this case, T, or anybody else in the future. I like to tie in our conversations with something real relevance. And my vision of the Jake Show has always been to basically broadcast towards younger adults, younger people. If you, for the guys out there, if you are liking, if you have some interest in it, or if you have a very special person out there who makes you happy every day, who you genuinely smile when they call you up and you actively enjoy the moments you get to hang out and just be you. And again, you don't have to feel like you are trying to be somebody else. You're just being you. That is beautiful. That's signs not only of a great friendship, but potential great relationship. You don't always have to try to be the macho man at all times. The best girl or best guy out there is going to be whoever makes you feel the most comfortable, in my opinion. I've been out in the dating world, and a lot of it sucks, but after searching the world, the person that knew me probably better than any of those people I went out after ended up being by far the absolute perfect choice for me. And if you have that one girl or that one guy or whoever that you just feel comfortable with and every day feels like a movie, give them a shot. No promise it's going to work forever, but if you're worried about a friendship dissolving, if the friendship is great and healthy and it's genuine and pure, it'll last. May take a break after some bullshit, but it'll come back. But
We ain't taking no breaks, baby.
we ain't taking no breaks. But again, if somebody is worried, if somebody out there is worried about giving that one friend a shot, if they're a great friend, they'll come back if something happens. And if they're a great friend, they may be a great spouse one day too, or even better spouse. So give them a shot. So you got anything to add to that at all? Or?
Honestly, I agree with what you're saying. Me, I was always strict on the rule of never hitting on friends. Honestly, never hit on boys first. That was my rule. I broke that for you. And honestly, it was the best decision ever because we wouldn't be here, honestly. I don't think if I would have sent you that message. Hey,
That wine wasn't talking.
it's the wine talking.
I'm glad I gave you that glass of wine when you came by. Because it all changed everything from that point on. And again, can't say that I cannot stress this enough. We did not shaboink that night when the wine was talking.
We did not Shaboink for months
Yes.
after.
We were, I feel like we were a very cute relationship. So much so that
Yes.
when I finally asked you my girlfriend, it was literally an impromptu walk at a freaking art festival in downtown Fort Worth. It's just,
I will never forget it.
this thing has felt like a movie from day one. And
Literally. That song, what's that song called?
the one that you always liked.
Yes.
Oh gosh, what is
Gosh, I forgot what it's called.
Kiss Me?
Kiss Me.
Yeah.
That's the song. That song was playing in my head the whole time.
Well, every day to this day, I still get the butterflies with this girl. She's absolutely
And you still make me nervous.
I still make you nervous. Well, I tend to have that effect.
Yes, you do. It must be those big blue eyes.
Well, T, I thank you so much. Again, we're at the time limit here. Our sponsorship, all our big money sponsors
I'm here for free, so
are getting mad at us. But I thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone and becoming a guest on the Jake Show. Maybe the viewers will love you, and we'll get you on many more in the future if you be so willing. I appreciate you being, again, the greatest girlfriend I could ever ask for, and the answer to all my prayers. And
Likewise, baby.
I appreciate you. I love you, baby.
I love you.
Well, what a better way to end it with that. Guys, we're going to go let the wine talk now.
Yes, you
are. Stay off drugs, kids, and we'll catch you guys on the flip. Thank you all for
Give
watching.
your friend a chance.
See you later, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to The Jake Show. This episode has been brought to you by Jake Martinez of the Martinez Mortgage Team at Ameridream Mortgage Group. Don't hesitate to see what your home buying or refinancing options are today. Call or text Jake at 940-389-9999 5443 to get started. NMLS number 2453141. Equal housing lender. Tune in next week for the brand new episode of The Jake Show.